First, I gotta come on. Greetings, 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 everyone. Thank you all for tuning in and welcome to another edition of Female Barber Talk with Yah-Tay. I am Yah-Tay Keaton, your host of Female Barber Talk. And tonight we have a special guest. Well, let me back up a little bit. So this month I am doing a series entitled From Boots to the Barbershop, honoring military veteran barbers. So I've been working to get some military veterans on who are barbers in the industry to celebrate them and just celebrate veterans as a whole, but more specifically, because I'm a barber stylist and I know that there are veteran barbers out there, bringing them on. So tonight, we have our special guest, Clyde Sheppard. I will bring him on in just a bit. We just got to, do our little announcements first and get him introduced. I have a bio. We're going to chat it up, have a good time. But this month, I am dedicating it to military veterans because, of course, y'all know Veterans Day is this week, November 11th. And I want to give a shout out to my sister. Her birthday is not only Veterans Day, but is also, she's also a veteran. I'll just say that. So she's born on Veterans Day. Actually, hold up, y'all. This gonna sound weird, but it is true. I actually have two sisters, right? Listen to this. I got two sisters, one on my dad's side and one on my mother's side. They're both born on the same day, Veterans Day. So I have a sister on my dad's side named Erica that will be 43 on Veterans Day. And then I have a sister on my mother's side who will be 43. That's a veteran. Well, Erica is not a veteran. My sister is a veteran. Not only is she a veteran, but she's also a retired veteran. She's also retired, 21 years in the Navy. But nonetheless, tonight is about honoring our military veterans who are barbers. So in episode number 43, let me go and put this ticker up here. On episode number 43, we're talking with Clyde Sheppard. The title is Precision and Purpose, Clyde Sheppard's journey from Marine to Master of the Barber Chair. So let's get this intro done of Clyde, and then I'm going to bring him on. He say call him Shep. Clyde Shep. We're going to let him tell us what he wants to be called. All right. Nonetheless, our podcast guest tonight is Mr. Clyde Sheppard. He's from Landover, Maryland, now residing in Darlington, South Carolina. Clyde Sheppard is the proud owner of Shep's Precision Cuts and a newly licensed barber making his mark in the industry. A former Marine, tank crewman, and retired police officer, Clyde brings a lifetime of service, discipline, and precision to every cut he delivers. Drawing from his years in both the military and law enforcement, he carries those same core values: integrity, respect, and attention to details in the barbershop. We're going to check out some of his work, see what him and the crew are doing down there. And let me finish this bio. At Shep's Precision Cuts, Clyde's clients, his clients can expect sharp cuts, even sharper service, and a commitment to excellence that reflects the heart of a man who's dedicated his life to serving others. So you got someone who served in the military, who's retired from the police force, and now he's serving his local community there in Darlington, South Carolina, with Precision Cuts. Let's welcome Clyde to Female Barber Talk. Let's go. Welcome, Clyde. Thank you for joining. We greatly appreciate you tuning in. Happy early Veterans Day.
Oh yeah,
How's
don't
it
forget
going?
about the Marine Corps birthday.
I know what
Yeah,
today is.
tomorrow.
Oh, whoa! See, I did not know that. What they say, "Oorah," right? Oorah.
Hoorah.
Ooh, I
Yeah.
got the right one or the wrong. Okay, oorah. All right, oorah. So Marine Corps birthday is tomorrow, and then Veterans Day is the 11th.
Yes.
Wow, wow, wow. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for taking part of in this series of from boot camp to from boots to the barber shop. We're honoring our military veterans this month, and you are a veteran, former military, former Marine, as well as a police officer. So, how does it feel?
Um, feels good. It was quite a journey.
Okay,
Um, not what I was used to.
okay,
Of course, being in the military,
uh-huh,
law enforcement in all those years. Um, I'm used to structure, what I'm aware
okay,
every day. You know, I kind of knew what my job was. Barbering, I still do, but it was how can I say, more militant, more structured. People
okay.
being on time,
Right, right.
being where they supposed to be, what time they're supposed to be. So this journey was a little different. I can't say all barbers, but I I guess it's like retiring from the military where you're used to a certain thing, and I guess I bring that change to the barber shop because I like to be on time and do what I say I'm going to do.
You gonna do. You know what? I think a lot of military personnel, or former military um, personnel, are like that. Um, the discipline, the showing up, getting the job done, all hands on deck, so to speak, and just making it happen.
Right.
So, um, can you tell us a little bit about your background, your military background, and what inspired you to actually join? What inspired you to join? Y'all, hold up. We got to put this picture up here. The Marine here, Shaw. What hold on, let me take that down. There we go. What inspired you to join what prompt that?
Um, really, growing up, my dad being a Marine,
Okay.
he would always get thanked for his service. He served in the Vietnam War. I was always very proud of that because he did something spectacular. What I thought was something to be proud of,
Okay.
and in joining, I wanted him to be proud of me too.
Okay.
So, the crazy thing about it is, he really didn't want me to go. And I don't think that it was anything about the Marine Corps he didn't like. I'm my only child, so
Okay.
therefore, I don't think, he knew the
Oh.
dangers.
Right, right.
Um, but being the young man, the man that he helped raise me to be, with
Uh-huh.
that will and determination, I came to the conclusion that I wanted to try it. Now,
Okay.
needless to say, that first week I went, I questioned, did I make the right decision? Probably a lot of Marines did as they went. I went through Paris Island, of course,
Ooh.
living on the East Coast.
Okay.
So, um, I told myself once I graduated, I wasn't never going back to that island. And I haven't been since. And I do have one son that's thinking about following in those footsteps. So
Okay.
it looks
Okay.
like I'm probably going to end up back there.
Oh, end up back there. So wait. So he's considering the Marines too?
He is. He
Oh
is.
wow, wow.
Mhm,
So your pops was a Marine,
mhm.
and he served proudly. He didn't necessarily want you to go in, I'm thinking because you was the only child. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, he knows or knew the he knew what it entailed. I'll just say that. He knew what it entailed and was kind of like, nah, I don't know about my son doing this. But you end up going in anyway and serving, huh? Serving. So how long did you serve?
I did 4 years.
Okay.
I was on the reservist side. At that time, I was also starting the beginning of my law enforcement career, where I started
Oh,
the
okay.
Turberville Correction. So I was kind of doing both of them. I was
Okay.
18 years old at the time.
Okay. So
I kind
you was full fledged just handling your business, huh?
yeah, I guess we could call it that.
Handling the business, handling the business. So so for those individuals out there who don't know what reserve is, can you share what reserve is versus being on active duty?
Well, I mean, you are pretty much living a civilian life.
Okay.
They sell you on the two days out of the month, or the yeah, 2 days out of the month, 2 weeks out of the year, I believe it was. But
Okay.
I think it made it harder because once you go back and forth between civilian life and then being on the tank, and
Right.
might be, Wednesday through Sunday,
Okay.
and they got every minute, at least in our unit, they got every second out of you that they can. You
Okay.
work the job on Friday, you get there on Friday, and you might not get to bed. At midnight, you're up PT again, like you were regular, like you got a flashback and balance between the two.
Okay.
So that was the difference, other than actually being on a base full time, other than when you have
When you had your
training.
duty. Okay, gotcha. So you did go to boot camp, of course,
Yes.
and once you completed that, did you go to A school, C school? You
I
know,
did. I
when
went.
you got your
Yes.
assignment, how did that work for you?
You come home after boot camp. At least that's how it used to be. For
Uh-huh.
like 10 days,
Uh-huh.
and once you got home, you went to Camp Lejeune, Camp Geiger. You did your Marine combat training
Okay.
for 2 weeks long, and then they fly you out or bus you out to where you're gonna go to school. And I went
Okay.
to school in Fort Knox, Kentucky.
Okay. And you say tanker school?
Yes.
So
Now,
what is tanker? I mean, what do you do?
well, that would be your track vehicle. The one that you see is green camouflage with the
Oh,
long big gun.
okay.
And because we were Marines, the tanks, mostly we were stationed on a army base because the
Okay.
army was the home of the tanks.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. This is all right here. Tanker stationed on the army base because of the sheer nature of the job, and army tend to use them, like, I won't say more often, but don't you mainly see those vehicles with the army. So I can see that. I can see that. I can see that. So my second question for you is, how did your military service prepare you for, the barbering profession, being a barbering professional?
Well, the promptness, the attention to detail. Um, I remember being in boot camp. I mean, all the way down to our uniform, our spinners. That's strings hanging off of your uniform, your belt having to be at a precise length. So I guess as a young man, that set the foundation of
Okay,
being on time.
being on.
Along with having a Marine as a dad, that his motto was, if you ain't in that car by the time I close my car door, you're gonna get left. Meaning you better beat him. and be
Be him
gone.
right.
Right.
You know, that goes with what they say. They tell us, if you on time, you late. If you 15 minutes early, you on time.
That's
And
correct.
God forbid you late. You might as well hang it up.
Yeah,
You
that's
might as
right.
well hang it up.
That
Yeah,
was pretty much that was pretty much how he was, you know. And even to this day, doctor appointments. He's 78 years old now. He still drives around and everything.
that's good.
Um, Tough old guy, but I mean, he's gonna
He's a
be.
Marine. What you talking about?
That's
What you
right.
talking about?
He's gonna be on time to those doctor's appointments, and
Right.
if he's gonna drive you somewhere, he's gonna be there. He could be there an hour before the time to pick you up. You just better be ready
You
when he
just
get
better be
there.
ready.
You just better be ready. So if you know, you know.
Right, right. So having the law enforcement and the military background, are they similar? Tell us how they are similar, and tell us how, how they are different, because you protect and served in both aspects. You know what I mean? um the life of law enforcement can be, it's different, but it's similar. You know what I'm saying? So to share with us how they're similar and how they're different.
Well, with the military, you signed up. You pretty much signed a contract,
Right.
and that pretty much said that you belong to the government for X amount of years until you
Mhm.
satisfy your service. Law enforcement. When I came through, I heard talk that there used to be contracts. But when I came through, there was no contract.
Okay.
It's like working a job. I mean, it is a job.
Hmm.
But I'm not. I could quit if I don't like it.
Okay.
I could quit. Versus when I got to boot camp, I wanted to quit, but I know I could not quit. Um,
Until your 4 years were up, huh?
well, yeah, until your time was up. So you 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 pretty much belong to them. But um, you have boot camp,
Hmm.
law enforcement. Here in South Carolina, you have the South Carolina Criminal Justice Academy,
Okay.
and I think um, I want to say at the time it was maybe 8 9 weeks. I've been through a few academies.
Okay.
SCDC Academy, Basic Jail Academy, Basic Law, and a lot of trainings. So I don't quote me on no weeks. I think it was like it might
Look,
have been
I
six
don't know
weeks.
nothing.
It could have been shorter. It could have been 6 weeks.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember right off the top of my head. But you go through that training as well.
Okay.
But the Marine Corps training was tough. I think the toughest part for me, two things. I smoked at an early age, which I shouldn't have. Cigarettes, which was kind of heavy. I think I was 189 when I first was about to go, like maybe 190 pushing 200. So I had to drop. And I went in 189, which I was like a pound under
Your
this is
max,
what they called it.
what
They
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 call the
call it
max.
fat bodies. They say things to intimidate you, so they'll call you a fat body,
Right,
and
right. Yeah.
you had stripes on your shirt, and they know, everybody knew, what you were. But I was 1 pound under the 189. I was able to pass the PFT, the initial PFT,
Okay.
and um, just the Marine Corps prepared me for it wasn't as challenging because the hardest thing I had to do there was really running because of the smoking and everything in the weight.
Gotcha.
The Criminal Justice Academy was gauged military style, but not as hard.
Okay. So the Marine, their training, the physical readiness training was much more intense, much more challenging
Yes,
than the police academy. and it was a little bit more challenging and intense for you because you you smoked initially.
I did. I
Okay,
did.
okay. I That makes sense though, you know,
It
because
was
you got to get your wind right. You got to be able to, you know, run and do all that stuff, you know, in order to not only get in shape, be in shape, and stay in shape. So yeah, yeah, that I can see that being challenging. I want to uh, do a little comparing, a little. I won't say I do a little comparison to your story. So for me, I actually thought it was a joke for me, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I've always been athletic, or was. I'm gonna say was, because I don't play no more. I don't play ball no more. Since I ruptured my Achilles, I don't even own a basketball. But nonetheless, when I went in, I um I was fresh out of college playing sports. So I was still in shape. I was still playing rec ball, you know, pick up games and all of that stuff. So when I got to boot camp, I'm like, the only thing that I had a problem with, a challenge, was push-ups. Because women, our bottom half, you know, tend to be stronger than our upper body.
That's correct.
It is generally like that. I'm just gonna say generally. Nowadays, you know, the women strong everywhere. But nonetheless, that's what I had a challenge with my doing my push-ups. So, but for me, the running and all of that other stuff, I was like, man, what are y'all crying for? That's what I was looking at some of the other some of the other recruits. I'm like, come on. But it was just the nature of me already being in shape. So for me, it was an inconvenience. And what I mean by inconvenience, we had to get up early, stay up late. You know, I'm like, dang. But as far as the physical part, I was like, man, this ain't nothing. You know, now I did have to get used to longer distances, but overall, I was like, next. Can I hurry and get out of here? I'm ready to go on to the next thing. But it just depends on the individual. If they, you know, have done some training to help them get prepped and all of that stuff, or if you wasn't, then now you got to whip that body in shape and then stay in shape. So it can be challenging, but I get it. You were huffing and puffing there, huh?
Eventually, I got it together.
You
I
got it
didn't have
together.
no
Yeah,
choice. I was
yeah.
like, I can't stay on this island no longer than I need to be. I know that.
And that's another motivation, huh? Let's go and get this and get it out the way.
Right. But it put perspective in my life. It was like I guess it was a mental thing.
Uh-huh.
Everything, every challenge that I faced during my whole career was like even tests or schools or certifications. It
Uh-huh.
was like if I could get through that, I could do anything.
You could do right. Right.
And that stuck with me even to this day. Now I say that 44 years old now. I'll be 45 next month,
Uh-huh.
and this new barbering stuff, it you know I got to sit up because
You know what you
it
say?
it
You got to sit up, huh?
it did some whipping on me. It did. Um, uh, uh, it
So
did.
look, so let's talk about becoming a barber. That's the next. Well, wait, hold up. I want to back up a little bit before you we hit that subject. So, like I asked, what inspired you to join the military? And I remember you saying you was reserved and you was just starting out your police career, your police officer career. So, what inspired you to get into that? And you doing that simultaneously, ultimately, until you know you phased out and completed your contract and continue to pursue being a police officer up until your retirement. So what put you on the track to say, you know what, I'm gonna be a police officer? I'm gonna be honest with you. You say you'll be 45, so that's like some 20 years ago. You don't find too many young African Americans, you know, well, it may be so now, but you don't see too many. Well, at least when I was coming through, you didn't see too many of them wanting to take that path. So, what inspired you? What challenges did you face? Because I'm sure you know how they say they clowned on you by being a police officer. Oh, you gonna be a
Yeah.
police officer, or you a police officer? So how did that come about?
Well, you find out, who your real friends are, who's gonna
Yep.
stick by you in certain things.
Right.
But it's there's no spectacular story here. I got a best friend, and we've been best friends for about 30 something years, and his dad was an officer. Now,
Okay.
me growing up, I moved to South Carolina in the ninth grade.
Okay.
Um, Being a police officer was the furthest thing from my mind.
You say
Um,
it was the furthest thing
it
from your
was the
mind?
furthest thing. I did not grow up saying I
I'm
want
gonna
to be
be
a
a police
police.
officer. Well, so since you said that, what did you grow up saying? You gonna be what? Or you didn't know?
The funny thing is, I was like, I want to be just like my daddy, and his response would be, "No, I want you to be better than me." Now, I didn't know what that meant at the time.
Yeah, most
Um,
most parents do say that. They
right,
want you to be better than them or go further than them.
go
Yeah,
further than them.
yeah.
So, his father passed at an early age, and he was bent on it, and he was maybe a year and a half older than me, and I had a lot of respect for him. He's one of
Okay.
the first sincere people that I met down here in South Carolina, and we became best friends.
Uh-huh.
So I looked up to him a lot more than he probably even knew. And so here comes life on top of that. At an early age, was blessed with children at an early
Okay.
age. My first son was born when I was 17.
Okay.
So still being in high school and wanting to be a good father um, to my children, not having a degree, being so young, his law
Right.
enforcement, he had already gotten into it. He was in correction, and that's how I got in correction.
Okay.
And it kind of went like that. So my first law enforcement job was at Turbyville Correctional at 18, went through the academy,
Okay.
and I found out that I was good at it. I remember being a teenager with, 'cause they classified us as cadets at the time, but I had pretty much full-fledged officers. I just was good at it. It just came to me. Um, and I just saw people. And regardless of mistakes that people make and what they do, if you know how to talk to them and treat them and have some kind of understanding and empathy about people's
Right.
situations without judging, you'll go not only a long ways in that career, but you go
Right.
a long ways in life. Everybody's an individual and their stories are their stories. I have my own.
Right. Right.
Everybody does.
Right.
So there's no judgment there. So um it made the job, I'm not gonna say easier, but the pressure from the Marine Corps having to get in front of people to do stuff made it easier for me to perform my duties and talk and speak
Okay.
freely and clearly.
Got you.
So, um, but people would ask me, I did not grow up saying I wanted to be the police. I think life just
You want
spun
to be
me
the
in that
popo?
way. I didn't.
Yeah, you want to be the
It
popo?
surprisingly, I don't know if you remember, it was in Georgia. They had the computer school. Computers was just kind of getting hot then,
Right, right.
and I wanted to go to DeVry.
Hey, what? You cut out. You cut out. He cut out. We gotta wait till he come back, y'all. For those of you who are tuning in, we're on with Clyde Sheppard, Marine tanker, and retired police officer, and a newly licensed barber. He's also the owner of Shep's Precision Cuts down there in Darlington, South Carolina. He's on sharing his. Okay, there you go. He's on sharing his story, and he's back talking to us about his experience, saying he didn't grow up saying he wanted to be the popo, but it kind of it happened, and that he was a young father. He wanted to take care of his children, and he'll be back on, y'all. I guess he got some technical difficulties there, so we'll get him back on. But nonetheless, there he is. Hold on, y'all. We getting him in. Let's get him on in here. Hold on. There we go. Can you hear me? Hold on. I got you. Turn your volume up.
How about now?
Okay, there we go. There we go.
All
All
right.
right, all right. I was just giving our audience a recap while you was getting things straightened out, letting them know your walk that you didn't actually set out to be the popo, the 5-0, and whatever else they call them. It kind of was one of those things. Young father wanted to take care of your family, so in addition to completing your obligation through being a Marine, I'm gonna say recruit, being a Marine reservist, you stepped into this role as a police officer, and eventually ultimately did 20 years. And you was telling us about how that came about.
Yeah, as I was saying, I didn't. Oh, I know. I was saying that what I actually wanted to do. There was a computer schools, and during that time, we didn't have the internet. I think it was called the World Wide Web. We might have had four
Yeah, we
computers there.
call it the World Wide Web.
That's right.
Yeah, so
So
that's how that was the language for it back then, the World Wide
right.
Web. Everybody wanted to do something with computers.
Everybody. So they had DeVry, and I was going to go to DeVry, and I wanted to be a computer programmer. Was working at Shoney's, was going to rent a room, had to transfer down there, and then my oldest son's mother tells me she's pregnant, and then life takes a turn.
Okay. It's like, oh, the bride got to go on hold. We got a
Yes,
detour from the
I
bride.
now I got to jump from thinking about me, but thinking about my son, and then
Uh-huh.
my career was born from then. That determination to make sure to try to be the best father that I knew how to be.
Right,
Being a young man, if nothing else, I was going to do my best to provide for him.
right, right. Wow. That's commendable, because at that young age, not to skip out on your responsibility, but to face it head on and say, hey, yeah, I know this was about me wanting to go this direction, because this is what I see myself doing. And now you got this young life coming into the world. Okay, now I need to make a shift, because you had the example. You knew that you was going to be the best father you was going to be, or is to this day, but you had to make some changes in order for you to not only be that but also provide. So uh, police officing, becoming a police officer was something you thought would be in your best interest and in your family's best interest to be able to support you in doing that.
Yeah, yeah. I really in my head, I thought it was gonna be temporary. Try to do this, try to go back to school and get back in it. But I learned that I was pretty good at it.
Okay.
Interacting with people,
Uh-huh.
and, that's what you know. Tying that back to barbering. Um, I like being behind the chair more because I just get to meet good people, and sometimes they just need to vent, or they
Right,
just
right.
need to laugh, or they just need to sit there and take a nap. You never know what's on any nowadays, man or woman, whoever sits in your chair, what they got going on. Maybe that atmosphere and that friendliness that they just need to, not only that they, heard some good jokes or had good conversations, they also look good when they walk out of the door.
Right, when they walk out the door. So this
And that
next mission of becoming a barber, what first it's a two-parter. What made you decide to go into barbering? And then what challenges did you face transitioning? I guess you can say from military to civilian, well, you was kind of doing them both early on. I'll just say you were doing them early together early on as a Marine. Um, oh God, I can't even. Why the name as a Marine and a police officer? So, with what challenges did you face making that transition from those two careers and into barbering, or making that decision to go into barbering? What made you say, "Oh, I'm gonna be a barber. I think I'm just gonna do that." Did you
well,
recently retire,
I
or was the
it's been
retirement?
3 years now.
Oh,
And
okay.
I had a bad back injury. So it kind of put a damper on a lot of things that I might could do.
Okay.
Because I got 6 kids, and there's 5 boys and 1 girl.
Okay.
And um I think that uh cutting their heads, um
Oh yeah.
and I had a couple of buddies that I cut. I think I did a little bit when I was in Fort. No, I did cut a little bit of head on Saturday. That was my partying money, early Saturday morning. So I had a little skill in it. And instead of trying to get back out there in that working field, because my back was, I needed something that I can kind of control. If I'm down,
Gotcha.
I'm just down. So I didn't feel like I could obligate myself to anybody's job. So I said, I'm gonna try to work for myself. And I know a little bit about cutting. Now, mind you, before I went to school, you would ask me, I was like, hey, I can cut. Okay. Know what I'm doing. I just need a little tweaking.
Right, right, right. So you knew you could cut. You just need to tweak it a little bit, huh?
Well, I needed a little more than tweaking. I wasn't sending people out with the line way in the back and stuff, but it wasn't as sharp, and the
Right.
transitions, and then I was only cutting certain style haircuts.
Okay, look, let me guess. Them even all overs.
Oh, that was my best ones, you
little
know.
taper, little taper here
The,
in the back of in the back.
the C cuts might not have been a little round. It might have had a little right angle in it, but it was sharp as I could get it.
Right, right.
Um, so yeah, that I had an opportunity to go into the teaching field. That there was a school district that was looking to um law enforcement teaching.
Uh-huh.
I did very well. I ended up declining that position, and it was something about people. I guess being a public servant, I mean, it's not for everybody. I can't
Right,
really explain it. But I got that satisfaction out of doing my job the best of my ability and doing it the right way.
right,
So barbering was another way that you could still be involved in the community and talk to all walks of life. Um, and the people that sit in your chair race don't matter. It's a haircut, and people want to
right,
look good, and it's part of people's mental. If you look good, you feel good, right?
right, right. You're
So
so right about that.
um,
And the impact that a cut makes, or has the potential to make on an individual. The, the barber, uh, in general, when it comes down to that, whether uh, my oldest client is 102 or my youngest is 4, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter. The feeling that they get when they get out of that chair, the inspiration that we offer, the talks, the you just, even in the silence, just being like you said, some people just sit and want to nod off those, you know,
oh yeah, oh
just
yeah,
being in the company, being in your company, so so that our audience understand, you had already been cutting because of your 5 boys. You had to
oh
tighten
yeah,
them up. So
yeah,
that was really the foundation of your barbering. Is that,
yeah.
true to say? I mean, true.
That's true.
Okay.
I wore probably a couple of bold cuts. Because I started on my hair like at
Billy
13.
Bones. Now, just kidding.
I remember there was a time the only thing that mattered was trying to get that little. Long as you didn't have that little line there.
Right, right.
So I messed up not putting the guard on, putting the patch top of my head. And I ain't the tallest neither, so there was some guys that was like, "Hey man,
What's what's that?
the, yeah, the bald head shape really don't work for me. It is
Right,
just a
right.
whole number of things. So it's something I can say it like this, God works in mysterious ways, and whatever your calling is, and whatever life moves you in, you just make the best out of it.
Yeah,
And this, I feel like I made the right move now. There were many days, many weeks, as much stuff that I accomplished during my career where I wanted to say, you know what? Whew, I um uh, man, I might should have had rethought this because
yeah.
it's not pretty all the time.
I was gonna say barbering is you know Instagram, social media. Some of these young folks will make you think that it's easy. Um, Cutting, that's but probably about the easiest thing. When it comes down to actually getting those license, going to school or OJT, whatever you decide to do, the customer interaction, all it's so much more that goes into barbering than just the cut, the business side. So
Yeah,
um getting to do it, you got the state boards, you got them nights of studying, you got you all knowing all of these different things, and it's math, it's science, it's anatomy, it's a lot of stuff with
yeah.
barbering.
A
It's
lot more than you would imagine. Because when I stepped
Yes.
into it, I had no clue that there was so much information. I mean, or the diseases that could be
Yes.
spread from somebody who is not educated. And you just think, hey, it's a haircut and that's it. But I mean, you got licensed
Not,
barbers out here that is cleaning clippers correctly and being clean and disinfecting like they supposed to stop the spread of what one person may have to another person's head.
yep.
So we see a lot of not great hygiene that comes to sitting out here sometime, and we
Don't
do not we don't
look,
judge. We work
look.
around it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't who. We see a lot of stuff. A
But
lot of stuff.
just like being a police officer, you're held to a higher standard.
Yep.
As a barber, you're and a licensed barber, you're held to a higher standard. First,
Yep.
you know, you get
Look, I
ready.
noticed you threw that license on there,
Oh
cause
yeah.
there's
Oh, I'm proud of
there's
that. That
no,
was
no, I
hard.
know you are, but I'm saying there's because, and I also say that because there are individuals out there who are practicing without a license.
Yes.
You know, yeah, yeah, it's
It,
so much more. I just want to say this to the audience who are listening. If you're a professional in the industry, if you're someone that's considering it, thinking about it, or if you the one that's out there that's doing it and you don't and you're not straightened out, get yourself straightened out. Okay. You want to have that foundation so that you can not only um, present yourself as a professional, but take care of the safety, the health, safety, and welfare of the public. Because there's more to it than just cutting hair. We can spread diseases. We can, yeah, it's a lot can happen. You just want to get the knowledge, the foundation, and the education for what you do. It sets you apart. It sets you apart from the average. Yeah. So that my little piece on that. That's my little piece on that.
I agree with all of that. Um, it was a very eye-opening experience. I'm still going through that journey as I'm growing, so I'm not some
Uh-huh.
superstar barber, but being in my 40s, my patience is a lot better than it would have been in my 20s. My discipline is a lot better than it would have been in my 20s. Not saying now I've met some outstanding young men and women
Uh-huh.
that are, I mean, great. And I'm like, look, y'all young and
And they
you
own it.
already good. And I like to hype them up. So there's no
Right.
competition with me, I'm just enjoying finally enjoying something that I really, when I wake up in the morning, that I'm happy to go to work. I'm happy to go in,
Right. Right.
and if I need that mental day, then I take that mental day,
Right.
and I'm
Because
able to do that
you can work
without,
your schedule.
answering to anyone.
Right. Right. You can work your schedule.
I definitely could do that.
Yeah. All right. Wait. Hold up. Let's show some of that work there. Let's show some of that work. This is oh, let me take that off. We done seen the Marine. Let's get this picture up. This is some of Clyde's work here. Tell us what was taking place here. Young man came in,
Uh,
looked like for a high ball. What's that? A high taper fade
he's
ball?
got a high taper fade, but the thing
Okay,
about it, I wish I would have took a before picture.
okay,
Because he looked like a great kid. He was like a different guy once. I took it and I asked, I said, hey man, I really need to take a picture of this because I wish I would have took a before picture.
uh-huh.
And he said I hadn't had a reed twist, and you kind of see how it was kind of froze at the top. And
Ooh, but hey, the, I, That's my thing right there.
Oh yeah, oh
Twist them
yeah.
up and fade them up.
Hey, he was
Yeah.
ecstatic with the results, and
With
that
see,
was his face because I'm talking to him, and I spin him around and put him in that mirror, and it made
uh-huh.
my day that that young man was just he was happy,
Right,
with the
right.
results in itself. And again, you get one shot. This was the first time I ever cut his hair. He come in. I think he heard about the shop.
Yeah, tell us about y'all shop.
Oh,
Y'all just recently won an award, right?
we did. I hadn't been there as long. I can't
You
really
still part of
take
the crew.
the credit
Yeah,
for that, but I will say this. Talented Smith, he's the shop owner there. Me and him graduated from Darlington High School together. And from what I see from him in this shop is a great chemistry. He really cares about his shop, his business, the barbers on the inside. So he's impressed me. We were just on the news, we did the scheme of Martin. Um, and I was Bob
I got
Martin.
it. I'm gonna I'm gonna pull that up. I had to find out who your character was. I'm like, wait a minute. And I
I
forgot Martin
everybody
had.
asked,
Oh,
they like, where
hold on.
are
Don't
you?
say that.
Yeah.
Don't say nothing yet. Don't say nothing yet. Hold on. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Don't tell. So I'm like, wait a minute. That's a character because I realized that each one of y'all was one of the characters. And I'm like, hold up. Not who Shep is. I don't remember that character. But I had to go to Google and look up the character. I was like, oh yeah, yeah. Okay, go ahead, go ahead. My bad, my bad.
And some of that was my fault too, because like I am starting to get a little bit better with these features on social media and all this AI stuff. So they was like, well, put who you are, and I was like, I don't know how to go back and edit it. So people were like, hey man, we saw you, but who were you? So
Right, right. I'm trying to
so
pull up the commercial. I mean, pull it up from the uh, let me see if I can get the link here. I'm trying to pull that thing up there. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. I'm trying to pull it up and see if we can play it for you.
okay. But
Yeah.
it was a good day. We had people come in the shop. They were shocked. They had a lot of fun with it. They took pictures. They took videos.
Uh-huh.
We ended up taking a group picture.
I
I
got it. I'm gonna show y'all who so we ain't gonna say who. Did you say who you was? You already said it.
I did say who I was already. I did.
Oh
But
man, oh man,
the
hold on,
picture
hold on.
served
So
justice.
so that was Shep, Shep's character. Shep was Bob from the what?
From marketing.
From marketing. Shep was Bob from marketing. I was like, wait a minute. I don't remember this character. Who this is? So I had to Google that real quick.
Hey, the funny part, I walked in the shop one day and they pointed at me one morning. I just got to work.
Uh-huh.
And Tyler says, hey, Bob for marketing. And I'm like, Bob?
What?
Who is Bob? Like, who am I today?
Right, right.
So I had to go to Google and I was like, oh yeah, Bob for marketing. Yeah, Bob. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So y'all, I'm gonna put up the video of all of them. They out front of the barber shop trying to pull it together for this little clip. Now check out how they interacting with each other. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let's get this clip up. Wait a minute. Hold on. So this is the crew at Talented Cuts preparing for their little mini video. Check them out, y'all. How about that? Can we take the picture? That's the nene.
I gotta get back to Big Shirley.
I gotta go cut.
I gotta get back to Big Shirley because they paying.
Hold on. It's recording.
Yes, it is.
Let me go check on those tapes over there. Look at Cole. Look,
Cole got to get back to Big Shirley.
Hey, take the picture, please.
That was too funny. That's too funny.
You know, I didn't even realize we were recording at the time because that is actually the second spot. We were out by the road. And
Okay.
and we were on and we were off and we were on and we were off. So we had a lot of fun that day. We did.
Oh,
So
wow.
the crew, the chemistry is good. Everybody meshes together. And we just keep pushing forward. These guys have been great to me. This is my apprenticeship going through with them. And I'm going to tell you, like, I haven't heard a lot of stories or seen stuff like that. You know, getting your license, going to your first shop. And that is, we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of laughs. Oh, man, you just got to come visit us and check it out. I mean, I could tell you all day, but you got to walk in there. It's the whole experience.
Right. I'm gonna pull up. I'm trying to get this video. I want to show y'all the feature. I'm gonna share my my screen. I'm gonna pull it up. Y'all give me a second to pull this up. Facebook, we're gonna play it. Can you see it?
You may think you're looking at Carol.
Can you see it?
I see it.
You see it? Okay, then. Hold on, y'all.
It's not
It's
blown
showing.
up, but I can see
Okay,
it.
I'm getting ready to play it. So here's the feature of Talented Cuts. They say they did an awesome job for this Halloween this makeover. Hold on, y'all.
Some barbers and hairstylists today did a little something special for Halloween, celebrating their all-time favorite TV show.
You may think you're looking at characters from the TV show Martin, but they are barbers from Talented Cuts in South Florence. Talented Cuts, talented costumes, too. The head barber says they watch the show all the time and they wanted to do something for Halloween, celebrating Martin's hilarious characters, including Dragonfly Jones and Shanae.
Shanae.
Martin was the hot show for when we was growing up. Had Martin Lawrence, Will Smith. So we just love Martin. We look at that all the time. So yeah, we love some Martin.
That's
down to the voice.
impressive.
Yeah, that's
The
good
voice.
stuff. The barbers plan to dress up again next year. They just haven't picked the TV show yet.
All right. And let me see if I can find, because y'all recently won another award, right?
I think it was best barbershop in the PD for 2025.
Okay,
So,
okay.
yeah,
He did post it, right?
Say that again.
He did post that, right?
He did post it. I think I did too. Might have had a screenshot of it, of the award.
Okay, let me I probably can. I think you posted it on your page here. So it's Talented Cuts down there in Darlington, South Carolina. We're just having skills. Is it enough? Well, I'm sorry, it's in Florence. It's in Florence, y'all. So let me I know Shep posted it. Here it is. There we go. So here it is. Talented Cuts is ranked #1 in Florence. 29505 for the 2525. They've earned it. They're respected, and now they're being recognized for the great work they do down there. So y'all check them out. Check them out. Tell them where y'all located. For those who don't know, tell them where y'all located down there.
160 Pamlico Highway, Suite M. Anybody in the Florence area, we are right next door to the Smoothie King, and right across the street from MUSC Hospital on Pamlico Highway, Pamlico.
Okay, and I'm gonna throw this in here for Shep. Shep's Precision Cuts. He's gonna talk about that. That's my next question. Precision, respect, integrity. Tuesday through Thursdays, 9 to 5. Friday, Saturday, 8 to 7. Walk-ins are welcome. And there's the address there. Phone number 843-206-5303. Veterans get 10% off. Veterans and first responders get 10% off. You can follow Shep at Shep the Barber or Shep Precision Cuts. And I'm gonna put up that the new not the new one. I put your personal page up instead of your business page. But y'all check that out right there. Shep's Precision Cuts. Tuesday through Thursdays, Friday through Saturdays. The info is right here. And then our veterans and first responders, 10% off. Is that 10% on a particular day? Is that all the time, some of the time?
It's if you book on the Cutt app,
Okay.
it's specified for Tuesdays.
Okay.
Those are pretty much 10% off the cuts.
Okay, great.
On a discount, and on those every Tuesday, first responders, veterans are welcome. And I hope they show up and take advantage of that discount.
So you have a veteran and a police officer that's serving the community and offering a 10% on our first responders as well as our veterans. But you got to book on the Cutt app. All right, y'all book on the Cutt app to check them out. So talk to us about Shep's Precision Cuts, the birth of this vision. What's the meaning behind the name, and what precision represents to you? What does that represent to you?
Well, it's the attention to detail. Two things.
Okay.
When we were boot camp, and we called drill marching with the rifles, and it was always with precision. Marine Corps is everything is precision. One sound, one beat, one hill when we're marching, one line. Everything is precise.
Hey, you sound like the band. You sound like what was that movie? One sound, one band.
You know what? Drumline. That was Drumline.
Drumline. One sound, one band.
It's one hill is and when we voice, it's the same concept.
Right, same concept.
Instead of instruments, we had rifles, and it was precision. And we worked countless hours to make it, I mean, just flawless. Check out they got, social media now, so you can actually watch it. When I graduated, it was on VHS. The young people don't come from me to say, anyway, don't come from me, young people. Yes, it was on VHS. All right. Don't even say what.
Hey, I'm with you too. DVD, VHS. Look, we had to go to Blockbuster. You remember that?
Oh yes, I do. You got charged for not rewinding.
Charged for not rewinding. Charged for bringing it in late.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The good old days, I say.
Right, I know, right?
Good old days. But yes, the precision part. Even when I retired, I was an investigator over the unit. And you got to be precise about your evidence collection. It's not about what you know, it's about what you can prove. I can know it all day, but if there's no evidence to prove it, then I have no case. And that's how I work. That's just doing the stuff the right way. And
right.
If I didn't catch you, I didn't catch you. It's not what I knew, it's about what I could prove.
Right.
So you gotta be precise.
Right.
I took all
we
that.
Can be in this industry. We can be in this industry.
I try to be. I got a funny story in school. I remember, like yesterday. You know, you can sit in somebody's head, especially when you're new and you second guess and stuff. And before you know it, you an hour and a half doing a temper fade. Well, just so happened that day, my instructor had somewhere to be. And he let me do this cut because, okay, it's temper fade. I don't think I even had to touch the top. And he's like, you was in his head for like an hour, 10, 15 minutes. He missed his appointment. I know he was upset. I felt
Oh,
bad about it.
wow.
But that was an experience where I was like, well, I need to start trying to speed up, you know. But I'm not saying, hey, rush yourself because this is a process. It takes
Yeah, you got to
time.
have a balance
You
between that
got to.
speed and getting them, the time management.
But I knew he was mad at me that day. I know he was.
You know he was mad.
Oh, I know. Hey, I would have been mad too. He thought I could handle it. Yeah, I failed that timeline. Yeah, I failed that timeline.
Okay, so what in what ways do you feel like barbering allows you to continue serving others like you did, as a police officer, and to a degree with the Marines? You were serving on a larger the country on a larger scale. You know what I mean? Serving your country and then serving your local community as a police officer. And now you're still serving your community. You're just serving from a different vantage point. So is how is barbering allowing you to continue to serve others? I know it sounds redundant, you know what I'm saying, but how does it make you feel to continue to serve in this area
Um,
or this
um,
specialty?
um, I like it a lot. It gives me a lot of peace of mind too. But my knowledge and my experience with the South Carolina law, and a lot of misconception that people have about the law or the way things work, and just simple government alone, knowing what you're entitled to or not. I'm also still able to reach young males that sit in my chair.
Yeah.
And by me having children at a young age, they're young, and I'm not young, but I'm not old neither. So
Right.
I feel able to kind of reach them, joke around with them, and at the same time giving them life lessons on just stuff that they might just bring to the table or stuff that they might talk about. And I feel a connection with a lot of them, especially when they leave out and I spin them around and they look and they smile, and that young man feels good about himself. You ever spent a 3-year-old around that's been acting up, and then they look and see that fresh line, and
Yes.
they
It's
love it.
it's amazing.
It's
And
satisfying, but you made a difference.
right.
Um, they tend to remember that. You
Mhm.
never know how people personal lives are, how it's going, but we remember um the good times in our lives, the times that we felt good, or we remember traumatic things in our lives and stuff that don't make us feel so good. So that
Right.
balance there. So if you're not just spinning the chair thinking about dollars. I have sat in there and seen women and men come in there with several children, and just looking at them, I can tell that mother or that dad might be exhausted. The kids might be kind of cutting up. And
Right.
sometimes we bring a little balance, and we might, hey, young man, sit down, sit down. Or we're
Right.
in the chair, being a solid person to that young man or young woman that sits in
Mhm.
that chair, that just we're just that ear. They might not even be comfortable enough talking about this stuff with their parent,
Right.
but they share things. And even if we have to be whistleblowers, there's something that's dangerous that might is
Right.
said,
Right.
but sometimes majority of the time I found that they like to talk too, and they have feelings, and they just like to just go on and off about stuff. So you get all kind of walks in life and situations that comes in there. So you get to give back. In my work experience, life experience, I'm able to share and help people. But I learn things from them. I
Yeah.
learned so much from listening to them.
Look, so I gotta tell you, I was doing the size and back on this one kid, and I messed around and told him we're gonna put the 6 on first, and then you're gonna get a 7 because the note said 6 and 7 on the sides and back. So I said we're going 6, then do a 7, and he just fell out laughing. I'm like, what? You getting a 6 and a 7? What that supposed to mean? And he just fell out laughing. So I guess it's something about 6, 7 with the kids. I still don't know what it is because he wouldn't say nothing about it. And I guess because the parent was there, he just laughed. And I'm like, okay, but I'm gonna use the number 6 and the number 7 on you. All right, we're gonna blend this thing on in. And another situation I had, this is a little more I won't say it's serious, but I was braiding this young girl's hair, and she asked me, one, she was talking about how the guys in our high school don't like her. They make fun of her. I said, it's okay. There's someone out there for you, you know. Then she got on the subject about I just feel even funny bringing it up, but she got on the subject about gay, and she was like, well, I know it means happy, that, but I know some of my friends are gay. And I'm like, okay, where's this conversation? Look, where's this conversation going? Because the mom is waiting on her. So then she starts to talk about that and ask me what LGBT stands for. But because I know her mother, and I'm close with her mother, I said, I think that's a question for your mom.
Right.
But the simple fact that she came to me, I was like, wow. Number one, for those of you who don't know, I've worked extensively with children. I keep counting. It's more like 20 years now, even though I'm behind the chair. But prior to getting behind the chair and becoming a master hair care professional, I work with children in various capacities as a prevention and outreach educator, substitute teacher. Anywho, she shared that with me. So when I got finished with her, I went and whispered in her mom's ear, and I talked to her about it. I said, such and such just asked me about this and that. And she looked, I said, yeah. But I told her that that's a question she should ask you. And she looked at me like, I said, yeah. So I think that might be a conversation. It's you know. So she was like, wow. I said, I didn't say anything. I just told her, you might want to ask your mom about that, okay? So she just smiled at me. And of course, you know, we engaged about it. And I, number one, thanked her for trusting me with her children because I cut their hair. And secondly, I told her I wanted to be sure that I communicated that to you because I think that's important. And she was really drilling me. And I just kept saying, I think that's a conversation for your mom. I think we're going to let your mom handle that conversation. You know what I'm saying? So as you said, you know, the value that we may, and I'm paraphrasing, the value that we hold, the communication that we have with the individuals that sit in our chair, You know, if you got a parent that's you may be exhausted or maybe having some challenges with the child, we can step in and say the same thing the parent's saying, and it be received through us, you know, because it's somebody else saying it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, they tighten up or get it together when, you know, mom done said this or dad done said this, but they ain't listening because they feel like they don't know nothing, you know. But that's how we support not only our parents, but we support our community. You know, we take care of our community. We take care of, you know, our kids. And I tell my parents quick when they come in and pass them off to me, hey, I speak kid and I got them. Don't worry about it. And I can see them up in the lobby just smiling, you know, like, okay, I'm done. I'll be up here waiting, you know. So that's a privilege, something that I don't take lightly. You know, I don't take that lightly.
That's right.
Especially when they say, oh, well, I come back and get them. What? You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing. It's a blessing.
And
So
that's
for you, you still serving your community. You know, just on a smaller scale, a more intimate scale. Yeah.
Yeah, that speaks volumes. There's a lot of trust there.
Yeah.
You know, especially cutting hair, cutting a beard, cutting a mustache. You only get one shot at it, you know. And that's and people, parents is on that. And you know, as much as we don't, you know, a lot of barbers don't want to admit, you might not be a catch-all where you do something exactly like a client wants, but that don't mean that the next person you're worse or they're better than you. It's just the difference in visions. That's what makes, to me, that's what makes the art that it is.
Right. Because it is an art and a science.
It really is.
It really is an art and a science. You know.
So kudos to the people that it comes very natural to. They can do it. Their eyes closed. Myself, I had to work at it, and I worked very hard at it.
Right, right, and I do as well. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. Even though I get the compliments from my clients, but I'm like, man, y'all don't know I'm still working at this. I don't knock the compliment, but I'm like, woo. And every head is different. It's like a different canvas. You might be doing producing I'll say the same cut, even though we do various cuts, but you may be doing the cut on them, but the head shape is you know, different. It's just different. So you got to scope and make that haircut fit that head shape so that you accentuate the positives and you minimize the not so positive features about that person's head. You know what I mean? So it's work. It's work.
It definitely is.
Yeah,
it's all work.
Yeah. So I want to ask you about a legacy and lessons for the next generation, since we're talking about the next generation in essence, whether they be the clients or our fellow co-barbers and co-stylists. So and I'm gonna tie it back into veterans, because we might have some veterans out there who are freshly out, or even some active duty service members who are preparing to get out of the military, and they're looking at a possible career in this profession, or any trade for that matter, but more specifically this profession. What advice would you have for a veteran and professionals who are thinking about transitioning into barbering? What would you say to them? What advice would you give them?
It's not, you're not going to come out of the gate making a whole lot of money. But one thing I think that you're going to get from the military.
Greetings, Ladosha. This is one of our viewers. Go ahead.
I think one of the things that you're gonna that patience, that it's a lot of hurry up and wait. That's a term that we used to use.
Yep, we did.
And there's some hard times with some great rewards at the end. You just have to stick with it and go through it. There's going to some times where you're going to question yourself, question that you make the right choice. But if your heart's in it, stick with it, go through it. Because there's many times that I wanted to quit, and all the stuff that I faced in my life, I questioned myself several times. But it was like whenever I cut somebody's head, I'm at peace. And if it's something that you love and it brings you peace, and this lesson is whether it's barbering or anything you want to do in life, put your all into it. Put your all into yourself.
Yeah.
Love yourself. Pat yourself on your back when you need it. Scold yourself, but always, always get back up. Give it 110% every day, and
Yeah.
you can't fail if you keep trying.
Yeah, that's powerful there. You can't fail if you keep trying. You keep trying. For those of you who are tuning in, you have joined episode number 43. We're on with Clyde Sheppard of Shep's Precision Cuts. He's a newly licensed barber down there in Florence. I mean, well, the barbershop is in Florence, but he's from Dartland. Well, he's in Darlington, South Carolina at Talented Cuts. There in Florence, we are honoring veterans, military veterans who are barbers in the industry this month, because this month, well, actually in a couple of days, it's going to be Veterans Day. So I've decided to hold on, y'all, because y'all don't know. I'm a alum too. Y'all see that right there, right? Y'all see that, right? Okay. Anywho, we're honoring military veterans this month, and more specifically, those who are barbers in the industry. And Clyde is a former Marine reservist, as well as a retired police officer with 20 years, 20 plus years 20 years, 20 plus years
20
as a
plus
police
years.
officer. And he's a newly licensed barber who was sharing how his service and, you know, how he protected and served, and in being in the law enforcement, and now how he's serving our community with his new talent, new gift of barbering. And he talked to us about the birth of his vision, how he came about it, you know, just getting into it. And actually, he's been doing it for a while, because he had, what you say, five boys that you cut and decided, you know, after retirement, he's been retired 3 years. After retirement, this was something that he wanted to get into. It allows him the flexibility in his schedule, the freedom, and to still be able to put those Marine and police values to work, continue to showcase them, and serve the local community there with integrity, respect, and attention to details. So man, Clyde, I can't wait to bring you back, because we got some stuff that we gonna share. But I really, really appreciate you coming on and sharing this journey with us. I did ask you about that. What would you share? I think I got a bonus. What do well, it's the same but not the same. So I'm gonna ask. This is another question. If you could describe your journey from Marine to the barbershop in one word, what would it be and why? If you can describe it in one word, what would it be and why? That's a tough one, huh?
Well, different. Man. There's so many variants on that question. I think I was a younger man in the military.
Okay.
There was a mental thing being surrounded by mostly like some teenager and young adults in their early 20s. And I remember when I was 20, I thought 30 was old, let alone somebody in their 40s and above.
Right, right.
So now I got this term like UNC or OG, and it's like, okay,
Auntie.
yeah, I'm really Mr. Clyde out here right now. I'm like,
Mr. Clyde, yeah.
yeah, I'm like my daddy out here. But
I know the feeling. Miss Yah-Tay in the barbershop. Miss Yah-Tay.
That standing, shoes are important now.
Let's look.
Not the name brand,
let's
but
talk.
let's
Shep, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Taking care of that body is important, right? Wearing the proper shoes, getting your rest. Yeah.
But I see younger kids cutting boots all day, or Jordans, or some type of Nike that ain't the most comfortable shoe. Like me, I don't care what name on the side, as long as my feet ain't barking at the end of the day. And that is important. It's got to be, my spine got to be in line. Yeah, I'm there now, so that stuff is important to me now.
But it's interesting you say this, because I had a massage, I call her a therapeutic massage professional, because she say it ain't just about, the fun side of it, the spa. It's really. And she talked about barberings or professionals, or anyone for that matter, but because she came on and we were talking specifically to the barbers and the stylists in the industry, shoes are important. Taking care of your body, getting that rest. But I bring up the shoe aspect because if they start young, taking care of their bodies, they'll be able to sustain the beating that body is going to take, over them years, if they start taking care of themselves and their feet and their spine and resting and eating properly. Because I know it's folks out there that'll tell you, oh, you can work when you dead, or
You can
hyping them up, work. I get it. But you still got to balance that out, because if you don't, your body sure gonna make you. I'm gonna just say it like that. Take care of your feet. Take care, like he said, your spine. I see a chiropractor. I see a therapist, therapeutic massage therapist. Yeah. I have a good friend that is a mental health counselor, has been for years, because we carry a lot. Brandon and I did an episode about mental health in the barbershop, and that barbers carry more than just clippers, so I just take care of your body. Shep, you said it. You gotta take care of your body. You don't want your dogs barking at the end of the night.
I also know, telling that to, I always put myself out there, being a tough 20-something-year-old, hard knucklehead. Young people are going to be young people, and that's okay. It's okay. We do our part by being older, more seasoned,
right?
I would say, that just telling them they might not do it now,
Yeah.
but they'll remember, and maybe
Right.
they may start taking care of themselves more in their 30s.
Right.
Versus
Right.
when a lot of us started to break down as we was getting to 40 and hit 40 to have like medical issues that we probably could have avoided.
Prevented or avoided had we, yeah. But I
Right.
will say, for those who listen, you will be able to withstand the pounding. And I know that there are other professions where the body takes a pounding as well, but we're speaking specifically to those of you who are in the barbering and beauty industry. For our young folks, you take care of that body now, it's going to take care of you in the long run. So for those of you who see the value in taking care of your feet and all of those good things, not just the physical side, but also the mental side, because we do carry a lot. Your body is going to thank you for it in the long run.
Yes,
Yeah.
I wish I'd
You
have
say
listened.
yes, yes. You leaning over there. Yes, yes.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you want to share with the audience? And anything else you'd like to share? I know. So y'all, we gonna have him back. We got this series planned with Shep that we're putting together. We'll probably kick it off after the first of the year. We'll getting the details of things together. Yeah, we working some stuff out to bring him back, because he has a story to share that's both informative and informational, as well as inspirational, about his journey from military. You getting a little glimpse of it, to retiring as a police officer, and what it has taken him to achieve this next level, this goal of his, of being on this next mission of becoming a barber.
Oh, stay
It's
tuned.
like you
There's
say,
a
it's
lot
not
of
for the faint
details.
at heart, huh?
Oh no. Oh, listen. Yeah, it's gonna be some words and some laughs in there,
Yeah,
and um, yeah. I didn't even skim the surface.
yeah. He didn't even skim the surface. He was he's saving the best for the next couple series that we gonna do. We've broken it down, and we pulling it together. I just want to say to our audience, as we prepare to close, if Mr. Sheppard's story, it reminds us that service just doesn't end with the uniform. When the uniform comes off, it just takes on another form. And as you can see, from Marine tanker crewman to police officers simultaneously in the early, the early phase of him creating that foundation to take care of his family, to ultimately retiring as a police officer. His career has taken on a new form, and from the battlefield to the barbershop, he continues to serve with purpose, precision, and pride. So y'all hit him up on the Cutt app. You want to tell him that link? You share it with me, and I type it in real quick, so we'll have it.
That link is actually, it's kind of a long link, but
Okay.
I do have, if you go on my page, Shep
I'm just gonna put this up for right now. Contact Shep the Barber at 843-206-5352. We're gonna stick that up there. And he's at Talented Cuts in Florence, South Carolina. And that address, you'll share with us the address, the audience, the address again, once more.
That's that 960 Sweet M, Laco Highway, Florence, South Carolina.
Okay, y'all hit him up Tuesday through Thursday, what's the hours? Your
Um,
hours?
9 to 5.
9 to 5, and on Friday and Saturday
There till about 6. Usually
till
get
about
there
6
eight
o'clock.
30 to 6, but that's flexible. Again, appointments, you can call me. We do accept walk-ins. So I do appointments, walk-ins. Everybody's not on social media. Everybody's not gonna want to book on apps. I get that. That's my
Right.
phone number. But I don't answer. You're free to text. Hit me on the IG Shep98. And we can get everything documented, get you in the shop. If anything else, just stick your head in the door and say, hey.
Say hey. Stick your head in the door and say hey. And to our fellow veterans and first responders, you got a book on the app. Shep got you 10%. So that's his way of continuing to serve. And he's going to be back, y'all. He's going to be back. And I appreciate you coming on. I thank you for your time. I'm looking forward to our next couple of sessions that we're preparing to launch here. So y'all want to stay tuned for that, because like I say, inspirational, informative, all of the above. You're gonna learn some, you're gonna learn some things. You're gonna learn some things and get some insight on some stuff. But Shep, thank you. I appreciate you. Happy birthday to the Marines on tomorrow. Hoorah! Thank you so much. For those of you who are tuning in and catching this on the replay, thank you for taking time out of your day to replay this podcast. You have joined episode number 43 of Precision and Purpose. This has been Clyde's journey from Marine to Master of the Barber Chair. They're at Talented Cuts in Florence, South Carolina. Until next time, we will see you all on the next episode coming every Sunday. That's every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Female Barber Talk with Yah-Tay. Tonight we've had Shep on, Clyde Sheppard of Florence. Well, he's barbering in Florence. He's in Darlington by way of what that city is in Maryland?
Landover, Maryland.
Landover, Maryland. I got family in Gambriels, Maryland. Speaking of which, I said this coming on. So Veterans Day is Tuesday. Y'all give a shout out to all the veterans out there. If you know one that's a barber, link them up with me so we can get them on even after this, because I still pay tribute to our barbers. But this month is dedicated to military veteran barbers. So I'm actually doing a series this month entitled From Boots to Barbershop, honoring military veteran barbers. So we got a few more coming on later this month, and we're gonna have them share their story as well. Once again, Clyde, thank you. I look forward to our upcoming series, and we gotta connect. We gotta connect.
Will do.
Just let me know, and we'll make it happen. Thank you all. Enjoy. Until next time, have a good one. We'll see you all again soon. Thanks, Clyde. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Y'all hit him up at the barber shop there. His number, once again, what is that? 843
206 5303.
206 5303.
That's it.
All right. Take care. See you soon.